Hi, everybody. We made it to Friday. I hope everybody's kept cool this week. It's been crazy. So today we are talking about budget planning for your wedding. It's a big topic. It's something that a lot of couples don't like talking about together. But I'm hoping that with the information I gave you today, you can kind of get into the budget topic a little easier and make it flow a little bit better for you. So basically what I tell a lot of my clients, whether you're working with a wedding planner or not, first off, take this advice because it's huge. It helps. I've had a lot of people say, hey, great, thanks. You're always going to get those books when you get engaged that say, here's a list of everything, and they give you the actual and then what you budgeted for, and then there's the difference column. They're helpful, but in the reality of it, you don't have all those numbers in your head. So what I tell my couples to do, when you're first engaged, enjoy the moment for a while. You don't have to get right into jumping on Pinterest and getting all that information right away because you don't have all the answers to those questions vendors are going to be looking for. So I totally recommend that what you do is enjoy being engaged. Once you come down off of cloud nine a little bit, you and your fiance need to sit down and write down everything that you've thought about for your wedding, your wants, your needs, your dreams, all of that. Doesn't matter if it's in budget or not. The first thing you want to do is basically put your wedding on paper. And yes, that includes your attendant gifts and your bridal attire and hair and makeup, your rings. I can't tell you how many times somebody will say, yeah, we have a $15,000 budget. And then when I give them a proposal saying, okay, we're at 13 or 14, we did good. They're like, yeah, but you didn't include the rings. You didn't include. I need to know that. So when you're approached by a wedding planner or when you're doing your own budgeting, you need to definitely include everything, every aspect of the wedding. You're not putting numbers down, you're just writing everything down, okay? The next thing you need to do is prioritize those things. Is the band or DJ you're looking at more of a priority than, say, the food? What's most important to you? And the reason you're going to do that is because that's going to dictate who gets a little bit more of the spending, a little bit more of your budget spending. So it's really important that you think about that. Flowers. You definitely want to have peonies in your bouquets, but they're going to be out of season and more expensive. So is that ranked higher than having a photo booth? There's things that you may have to compromise on, but if you plan it properly and you have all your information down, you can definitely have the wedding that you've put on that paper in your budget. And we kind of go a little bit into that more, of course, on the blog that's on our website because we don't have time to go into everything, but there's ways to do that. So once you wrote everything down, go back through and start prioritizing what's most important down to wherever. And then you're going to start putting in some numbers. In the back of your head, you have an idea of what you're going to spend on your wedding. You don't really know if that's realistic or not. So I can tell you we've done $5,000 weddings and we've done $50,000 weddings. And there's little differences here and there. And that's great because that's what makes your wedding unique to you. So when I say start putting in numbers, you may have already maybe contacted a florist and they gave you a range of, we have packages from $800 to $1,500. Those are ballparks, and that's great, but that's not going to be your total. Can guarantee you once you start talking about the flowers you want and how much you want and all of those aspects, the additional decor that you weren't thinking about in the beginning, that $1,500 is going to go a little bit higher. So this is where I'm going to tell you it's great to have a wedding planner because when we call to get your budgets, what we do is you say, look, Linda, I've got a $15,000 wedding budget. We've already included we already got the rings and I already have my dress. Fine. I'm going to come back to you a matter of weeks with 3 proposals. One's going to be around $12,000. It's the lower side of things. The second proposal is going to be where you want to be, like $14,500 to $15,500. And then I'm going to give you a third proposal, which is going to be over your budget. But within that, it's going to have the details. You told me that having peonies as your bouquet and the main flower incorporated in your wedding theme is a must. You have to have that. So that's going to be in there. It's not just going to be, oh, Flower's going to run you this. You wanted a DJ that was kicking it and out on the dance floor and really energetic and had props and did all that stuff. Or you told me you wanted to have a band. There was no other option. It was band or no music. So when I give you those proposals, I'm going to have that all laid out. And what's great about having these 3 options in front of you is option 1 might not have your peonies. And that's not what you wanted, but I'm giving you that option. Option 2 and 3 have your peonies. Option 2 maybe just has peonies in your bouquet, and maybe every other table at the decor for your venue, where option 3 has peonies all over the place. So there's ways you can adjust budgets. So again, write it down, prioritize, and then start calling and getting your information together. When you get that compiled, you're going to see if that budget's realistic or not, and then you'll know where to go back and where to start cutting, where to make changes. With your venue, please also remember with budgeting, they're going to give you a price. $74 per person is like the average. It's plus. You have an administrative and or gratuity on that and your tax. So you're looking at anywhere from $87 on up per person. So I always tell everybody, just figure $100 per person to cover yourself. It's going to depend. Do you want an open bar? Do you want beer and wine? Do you want cash bar? That all plays a role. So if $100 you're thinking, I have 200 people, there's no way. That's my whole budget. Get with your venue or your wedding planner, hint, hint, and say to them, okay, how do I get this number down? Well, okay, let's look at everything. You've got a champagne greeting, you got a champagne toast. Do you need both? Probably not. Not everybody drinks champagne, so having a champagne greet, it's a nice touch, but you don't really need to have that if you're doing a champagne toast. So there's a lot of little things. Again, if you know what questions to ask, you will get the pricing you need to fit within your budget, which again is why the wedding planners are your number one best friend during wedding season. So with all that being said, you have all your information, all your budget, and everything written down. You need to keep track of it. And it's really important. Put reminders in your phone, put reminders on your computer. Hey, I've got payments due and this due, because you want to stay on track. If you start looking at Pinterest and you have 15 boards and then all of a sudden, you're doing a lot of this stuff yourself, you're the DIY bride, which is great. You've overbought. I can't tell you how many brides overbuy, and you can't always go and resell it as best as you think you can. Not everybody's going to have that same taste as you. So be careful when you're buying for your DIY projects. Buy enough to make one. See if you like it. If you like it, roll with it. Stop looking at Pinterest, because Pinterest gets you in trouble. I know. So again, it's a vague blog, but it gives you the main points to stay on track. Write down everything about your wedding, from the rings to the hair and makeup to the venue to the honeymoon. Include everything. Then start prioritizing what's more important. Do you need to have a band over a DJ? Do you have to have those peonies, or can you go with garden roses? Start writing down all your musts and haves and likes and all that. And then start making your phone calls. Either call a wedding planner and let them help you. That's our job. Or get on the phone and start getting with your vendors and asking detailed questions. So when they give you a proposal, you know that proposal is going to work with your budget. Again, there's a lot more detailed information going up on our website, yourdayyourwayweddingplanner.com. And I thank you so much for joining us again. The blogs are trying to keep them under 10 minutes so you're not bored. But I do appreciate you coming back week after week. Your feedback is wonderful. A lot of people have been asking me about wedding favors. Sounds kind of like a vague topic, but we're going to talk about that in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, wedding favors. And again, you want to talk about something, send me a message here on Facebook or go to my website and email me, and I will get that topic discussed, or just email me your questions personally. That's great too. Have a wonderful, safe weekend, and we will talk to you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye.